Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Snow, and today's video is going to be a big one because I want to go over all of the upcoming characters from February all the way until the end of March. Actually, the end of the last character banner I'm going to discuss will bring us all the way until the middle of April. So the developers have provided us with really valuable information that we can all use to manage our summon resources wisely. As of recording this video, Terra's banner is going to end on January 31st, and it's going to be replaced with Tristan's banner. I think we all can agree the past month has been crazy. It's been one top tier character after another, and the next 2 months aren't going to be much different, because we're going to have more powerful top tier characters on the way. So in this video, what I want to do is give you a snapshot for each of the characters coming out in the next 2 months, in terms of what they do and their overall usefulness. I'll also be putting out my usual in-depth review and build videos for each of these characters, but closer to their release date. So the first character we'll talk about is Layla. Her banner is set to release right after Tristan's, and is set to run from February 14th to the 27th. And Layla has an interesting backstory. She's described as having a bright and gentle personality. She's a noble, but has a strong sense of justice, so she doesn't hesitate to betray the interests of her nobility. Layla is a defender character with strong magic defense capabilities and team-wide support skills. She has skills that increases the physical and magic defense of her allies, while on top of that also providing 40% damage reduction, so she really helps with damage mitigation for her entire team. But Layla is not only good defensively, she also has the ability to deal big damage to enemies, including being able to dodge and follow up with an AoE attack, which is a part of one of her reaction skills, and a special ability built into her trait skill that lets her preemptively strike enemies before they attack. With that said, Layla is not considered to be a tier 0 character. However, she is considered to be a strong DPS with support skills that works well for both PvP and PvE. She also works pretty well for Tower of Adversity, so for anyone interested in summoning for Layla, her banner will start on February 14th. So the next character we have is Pamina, and she is one of the coolest designs we've had yet. Honestly, it's probably one of the coolest designs in the entire game, and it goes perfectly with her backstory of being a veteran general with outstanding achievements and an unwillingness to retreat from battle. In terms of her battle capabilities, Pamina is a breaker character, whose specialty is to ignore block. She also has the special ability to parry, which makes her automatically turn in the direction of an attacker, while also increasing her own defense. Pamina has very good self-sustain, because of the combination of her high defensive capabilities and her ability to heal, self-cleanse debuffs, and restore her own energy. In terms of her offensive capabilities, her damage is primarily through her ultimate skill, which is an AoE damage dealing skill, as well as counter-attacking enemies with strikebacks. Pamina is more of a defensive character with good damage output, but is useful for both PvP and PvE. However, she's just okay for Tower of Adversity, and doesn't really have any supportive skills for her allies. So she's not considered to be a tier 0 character, but if you like tanky counter-attacking characters, or if you just like the character design, you can look forward to summoning for Pamina starting on February 28th. The next character I'm going to talk about is probably the most highly anticipated character I'm going to talk about in this video, and that character is SP Safia. Safia is one of the most popular characters in this game, so it's not surprising that a lot of people are interested and excited about this alternate version of Safia. And SP Safia's banner is going to run from March 14th to the 27th. Unlike the original version of Safia, her alternate version is a Watcher class, who specializes in supporting her allies, doing everything from increasing their damage to improving her team's sustainability with healing skills and defensive buffs. She even has supportive effects built into her trait skill, which have a number of benefits for your team. It allows her to increase your allies' attack, their overall damage, and applies a number of beneficial buffs. So SP Safia functions as a fantastic support character that can significantly increase your team's offensive and defensive capabilities. SP Safia also has special effects, for joint attacks and assistance attacks. And just like the other alternate versions of characters released, she'll also get access to a special silhouette skill, and so will the original form of Safia. Now, in terms of her damage capabilities, she's not considered to be very good offensively. She can contribute damage, but it's not going to be anything too crazy. However, she is a top-tier support character who is considered to be exceptionally good for Tower of Adversity, and she also works well for both PvP and PvE. So if you're interested in summoning for Safia's alternate version, you can look forward to summoning for her starting on March 14th. And last but not least, we have Kuvari. And honestly, he's probably the most awesome looking character out of this entire bunch. And he has a really interesting backstory. He's a brilliant strategist and the father of Safia. Actually, she's his illegitimate child, so there's definitely some interesting aspects to Kuvari's backstory. In terms of his battle style, Kuvari is a destroyer-class character. He's often referred to as the king of debuffs because of the sheer volume of debuffs he has in his kit. Even his trait skill mechanic is about applying debuffs. He has the life loss debuff built into his trait skill, but he also has an abundance of debuffs throughout his skill kit. He also has a reaction skill that grants him the ability to steal buffs from enemies that attack him. In terms of his offensive capabilities, Kuvari has a great combination of AoE skills to control large groups of enemies and single target skills that work well for bosses. He also excels at piercing damage. Not only does his primary damage dealing skill deal piercing damage, he also applies a debuff that increases piercing damage for him and his allies as well. So he functions as a strong support for piercing damage characters. Kuvari is considered to be a high-tier character. He's a strong debuffer and magical DPS that's excellent for PvP and PvE and is great for the Tower of Adversity. Kuvari is a powerful and cool-looking character, so if you're interested in summoning for him, his banner will start at the end of March on March 28th. His banner actually goes all the way until April 10th, so the current information actually brings us all the way until the middle of April. And this doesn't even scratch the surface for all of the other powerful characters and cool-looking characters that are coming up after all of these characters. In other words, from the middle of April onwards. I really hope the developers put out another video that goes over all of the banners from the middle of April into June, like they did for this set of banners, because it's really helpful in deciding who to summon for, who to save for. It lets players plan a lot better on how to use their summon resources, but the earliest we'll see a video like that will be the end of March or the beginning of April. So there's a lot for us to look forward to, and a lot of amazing, powerful characters coming up in the next few months and beyond that. Hopefully we all can get lucky and pick up the characters we're really looking for. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.